Okay, so we are on lesson 14 of module 3, and today is day 1. We're going to spend 2 days on this lesson. The next time we will work with the problem set and the homework. Today you need your guided notes. So the first thing we're going to do is review what we've done in a previous lesson with our problem solving. So I'm going to read, draw, write. Some of it I will do with you, some of it I will ask you to do on your own. So pay attention. Tyler planted potatoes, oats, and corn. He planted 23 acres of potatoes. He planted 3 times as many acres of oats as potatoes, and he planted 4 times as many acres of corn as oats. How many acres did Tyler plant with potatoes, oats, and corn in all? So I've read it. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to reread each sentence and see if I can draw something. Tyler planted potatoes, oats, and corn. Well, that tells me I need potatoes, I need oats, and I need corn. Now notice I did OT for oats because if I don't, it looks like a 0. I want to be careful. All right, he planted 23 acres of potatoes. $23 acres of potatoes. All right, he planted 3 times as many acres of oats as potatoes. So, oats, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So in my model, I see oats 1 times, 2 times as many, 3 times as many as the potatoes. Now, the corn, it says that he planted 4 times as many acres of corn as oats. Well, the corn, that's 1 times as many as all the oats together. Then 2 times as many, 3 times as many, 4 times as many. Please try to make your model even. I can't. I ran out of room on the screen. But you can make them all the same size. Now, I can't put a number in each of these spaces of my tape diagram until I know how many acres of oats he planted altogether. So that means I need to find out how many acres of oats. Well, I see 23 3 times. Go ahead and solve that. Good job. Hopefully you recognized or figured out that he planted 69 acres of oats. So that means I need 69 4 times. So now I can fill in my corn tape diagram. And the question asked me for how many did he plant all together. So I need to know the corn before I can do an all together. So I see 69 4 times. Go ahead and solve that. Well, I see 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3 more is 27. So I see that he planted 276 acres of corn. All right, back to my question. How many acres did Tyler plant with potatoes, corns, and oats in all? So potatoes, oats, and corn. How am I going to figure out the total? Right, I need to add them. So I'm going to carefully stack and add, lining up my place values. I'm going to add them all together. Go ahead and do that. Nice job. 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 3 more is 18. 1, 10, 8 ones. 7 plus 6 is 13, plus 2 is 14. 15 plus 1 more is 16. 2 plus 1 is 3. Tyler planted 368 acres in all. Okay, so that was a lot of math. We did 3 steps. We had to multiply to find the oats, we had to multiply to find the acres of corn, and then we had to add all of the acres together. Nice job. Okay, let's move on. Today we're going to start to get ready for 2-digit division. We've been doing 2-digit multiplication, so now we're going to do 2-digit division. Okay? What I would like you to do is write down these division sentences and the answers as I write them down. So, I'm going to write 8 divided by 2. Okay? Let's find the quotient. The quotient is the answer. And we're going to find that quotient by counting by 2s. Now, you can do this on your fingers. I can't show you my fingers, so I'm going to show you with tick marks. All right? Let's count by 2s until we get to 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. How many 2s did I count? Yes, I counted 4. So 8 divided by 2 has a quotient, or answer, of 4. So on your paper, you should have this division sentence. All right, let's do another one. 15 divided by 5 has a quotient of what? Well, I can count by 5s to 15. 5, 10, 15. How many 5s did I count? I counted 3 5s. 15 divided by 5 has a quotient of 3. Make sure you've written this on your paper. All right. Let's do 27 divided by 3. What is the quotient of 27 divided by 3? Well, I know I can count by 3s until I get to 27. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. How many 3s did I count? I counted 9 3s. So 27 divided by 3 has a quotient of 9. Make sure you have this on your paper. Let's try to get 2 more. Let's do 24 divided by 4 has a quotient of, so I'm going to count by 4s to 24. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. How many 4s did I count? I counted 6 4s. So 24 divided by 4 has a quotient of 4. This is the number sentence you should have on your paper. All right, last one. Let's see. Let's do 32 divided by 4 equals what? So I'm going to count by 4s until I get to 32. Here we go. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. How many 4s did I count? I counted 8 4s. So 32 divided by 4 has a quotient of 8. Now, if you're wondering what that word quotient looks like, we talked about this in 3rd grade. But as a reminder, that's the word quotient. It is the answer when we are dividing. Quotient is the answer when we are dividing. Okay, all right, let's look at some number sentences. Now I have an array, this array of plastic eyes, and I want you to tell me how many boxes you see all together. Well, let's count them. Count the top row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, there are 12 boxes. Let's count by threes to check our work. Ready? Here we go. 3, 6, 9. Nice job. All right, now let's count by fours to check. Oh, I made a mistake, didn't I? All right, 3, 6, 9, 12. All right, I counted by threes to check my work. Now let's count by fours. 4, 8, 12. So we counted by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We counted by threes and got 12, and we counted by fours and we got 12. Now, let's write 2 multiplication sentences and 2 division sentences for this array. All right? Don't do this on your paper. You're going to do apples and gummy bears. I'll do the eyeballs with you. So let me erase this so we can really see what's going on. So I said I want you to write 2 multiplication sentences and 2 division sentences. Please don't write this one. As I said, you're doing apples and gummy bears. Okay? 2 multiplication, 2 division. So I see 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. 3 rows, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 in every row, and we know the total is 12. So one of the multiplication sentences is 3 times 4. All right? Let's do this a different way. I see columns in my array. I see that I've circled 4 columns with 3 in each column, and I know the total is 12. So that's my other division sentence. Excuse me, multiplication sentence. Now, let's look at our division. Division, we start with the whole. So we start with 12. And we can divide the 12 into groups of 4. There's 4 in a group. And if I put them in groups of 4, that gives me 3 in each group, or a group size of, let's back that up. I have a total of 12. I put 4 in each group, so that gives me 3 groups. That's one division sentence. Let's look at the other one. I need my total, which is 12. I'm going to put them into groups of 3, and that gives me 4 groups. So this, sometimes people might call it a fact family. It's the 2 multiplication and 2 division sentences for an array. That's all a fact family is. Now I'm going to erase my work, and I want you to do the same for the apples. 2 division and 2 multiplication sentences. And when you are finished, I want you to do the same for the gummy bears. Pause if you need to. Okay, now that you've done your arrays, let's talk about dividing with remainders. In third grade, we talked about In third grade, we talked about division. Oh my goodness. We talked about division, but we didn't talk about this word. Remainders is a new 4th grade concept. So something new coming up. All right, so let's start with what we do know. How many groups of 2 are in 10? Well, you know by counting by 2s to 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There are 5 2s in 10, and there's no leftovers. All right, so there's 5 2s with none left over. Now, let's do it a little bit differently. How many groups of 2 are in 11? Well, let's look at this. I'm going to draw 11 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 circles. And I need groups of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then one left over. So how many groups are there? There are 2. There are 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2. And then this dude over here, he's left over. So how many 2s are in 11? There are 5 2s with 1 left over. Okay? All right. On your paper, we're going to do 8 divided by 4, which is still how many 4s are in 8. Well, let's count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is my total, and I need groups of 4. So there's a group of 4, and there's a group of 4. So how many 4s are in 8? There are 2. Do we have any left over that are not circled? Nope. So 8 divided by 4 is 2 with none left, or none remaining. Okay? Let's do it again. This time we have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is our total. We need groups of 4. So there's 4, and there's 4. We have this guy left. He can't go in a group because there's no room. So how many 4s are in 9? Or 9 divided by 4 is 2 with 1 left over. Right there's our 1 that's left over. All right, I'm going to erase my 8 divided by 4 and 9 divided by 4. And I'm going to erase this to give myself some room. All right, let's try a couple more. Let's see. Let's try 15 divided by 5. So my question is, how many 5s are there in 15? And are there any remaining? Or any left over? Okay, well, let's draw it out. We need 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I need groups of 5. 5, 5, 5. So I have 3 groups of 5, and there's none left over. There's nobody not in a group, with 0 remaining. So 15 divided by 5 equals 3, with 0 remaining. This is what you should have on your paper. All right, let's do it again. And this time let's do 17 divided by 5 equals how many groups of 5 and how many remaining? Okay, so we need 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And we need groups of 5. So there's 5 and 5 and 5. But these two can't go in a group because we need 5 for a group and they don't fit anywhere. So I circled 3 groups of 5, but I have 2 that are left over or that are remaining. 17 divided by 5 equals 3 with 2 remaining. Okay. All right, hang in there. We're doing okay. Let's move on. All right, so now let's apply this to some math mysteries. All right. Here we go. There are 12 students in PE class separated into 4 equal teams. How many students are on each team? Well, let's draw an array to model this. There are 12 students in PE class. Please draw this array. They are separated into 4 equal teams. Well, I see 4 columns, so I'm going to circle my 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my 4 teams. Make sure you circle your 4 teams. Okay, so let's write a division sentence to match this model. We started with 12. We divided those 12 into 4 equal teams. And what's the quotient? Or the size of each team? Yeah, it's 3. So how many students are on each team? 3 students. I'm not going to write a word sentence for space, but go ahead and just write 3 students so we know that it's not dirty socks. Okay? This quotient right here, the 3, does that represent the number of groups or the size of the groups? Well, I can look at my array and see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups, but I have 3 inside each group. So 3 is the size of the groups. All right, let's revise our story a bit. Again, there's 12 students in PE class, but now 3 students are on each team. So let's draw our 12 students again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's our 12 students. 3 students on each team. Well, there's team 1. There's 3 students. Here's team 2, team 3, and team 4. Okay, let's write a division sentence. We started with 12 students. We put those 12 students onto teams with a size of 3. What is the quotient? Well, teams of 3 gave me 1, 2, 3, 4 teams. 4 teams. Okay, so does this quotient 4 represent the size of the groups or the number of groups? Well, hopefully you see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. So that is the number of groups. So in division, the quotient can be the size of the groups, or the group size, and it could also mean the number of groups. We did a lot of that in 3rd grade. So just reviewing some 3rd grade things. All right, let's take our same story again, PE class, and revise it again. All right, so again, there are 12 students. Oops, did I make a mistake? I did make a mistake. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. I now have the right problem. I put the wrong one on the page. Thanks for being patient with me. 1 more student joined the class that we had in problem 1. Now there are 13 students to be divided into 4 equal teams. Draw the array. We need 13 students. So 1, 2, 3, draw the array. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's my 13 students. Those 13 students need to be on 4 equal teams. Well, I can see 4 equal columns, so that's what I'm going to circle. 1 team, 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams. Circle those teams. Uh-oh, what did we find out? I see a friend with no team. We cannot fit that friend on the team. So let's write an equation, a division equation, to show this information. All right, we started with 13 students. We divided those students into 4 equal teams. Okay, so there are 3 in each group. There is 1 remaining. There are 3 in each group with 1 remaining. The quotient is 3. The remainder is 1. The quotient is 3. The remainder is 1. Okay? We'll get to a point where we can write this a little bit differently. But right now, this is how I want you to write it. All right, last one. Let's take this second story again. There are 13 students in PE class. 3 students are needed on each team. How many teams can be made? Let's go 13 students. I'm tired of using dots. I'm going to use X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 students. Okay? And we need 3 on each team. So here's 3, and 3, and 3, and 3. All right, I've got 3 on a team. This guy doesn't have a team. He can't fit. Let's write our number sentence. We started with 13 students. We divided those students into groups of 3. I can see there are 4 groups, or 4 teams, with 1 remaining. 4 groups with 1 remaining. So the quotient is 4. The remainder is 1. The quotient is 4. The remainder is 1. So the quotient means there are 4 groups. The remainder means there's 1 extra person. 4 groups with 1 extra person. Back here, the quotient means 3 on a group, or 3 in each group, and 1 extra person. So we got to know what those remainders mean. Now, what if I do this? One more thing. What if I do this? What if I take 13 as my total and I make a number bond of 12 and 1? Okay? Let's take a look at the parts and compare the parts to my quotient and my remainder. Well, this 1 represents the remainder, so I'm going to put an R there. The 1 represents the remainder. The 12 represents the total number of students in a group, in all of the groups. So this, in this case, this is all the students that got into a group. This is the 1 student who's not in the group. That is the remainder. And if you notice, 12 plus 1 is 13. Friends, thank you. That was a long video. Thank you for sticking with me, and have a fabulous, smiling, happy rest of your day.